So here's the follow-up on the snapper that I got as a trash pick. A couple had found this in the back of the house. They just bought and moved in and were throwing it out. And I did actually get it to attempt to start, but gas started pouring out of the carburetor, coming through the primer bulb, which tells me the float is stuck. So we're going to start by taking this cover off. See if we can bring this snapper back to life. So I've removed the air filter housing. This has a throttle, so I had to disconnect that from the air filter housing. We have two 3/8" bolts, and I'll disconnect that fuel line, and the linkage in this carburetor will come off the snapper. So here's this very dirty looking carburetor. It came off the snapper here. So let's clean all the dirt off the outside here, and then take the bowl off and see what it looks like inside. So here's our carburetor, cleaned all the dirt off the outside. Now we're going to take the bowl nut off and see what it looks like on the inside. Oh yes, got dried gas on here. And look at this. That is a horrible looking carburetor. Looks like rust. Wow. See if I can even get this float out. Surprisingly, I got the pin out. Let's see if we can pull the float and the needle out. Snapper has one very dirty carburetor. So let's do some cleaning here, see if we can get all this debris out. This carburetor came out really clean. So I'm ready to reassemble this. Tried a trick that a viewer told me about a household product called Pine Sol that was good for cleaning carburetors. So I mixed a little Pine Sol and let this sit, and it looked like it came out pretty clean. And I used a pen to go through all these passages here, cleaned all those out. And this nut gasket was totally clogged, that hole there. Now we can see through it. And I'm going to put a new needle and seat in this carburetor. This is what these look like in a little package. And that's what these parts look like, very small. And the easiest way to put these little seats in is just to put them on a pin, and then you can just center it and drop it in. Then you can pack it down with the back of a drill bit. You can use the back of a drill bit that'll fit this hole and just pack that seat in. Now we're ready to put the needle and the float. Now we're going to drop in the new needle and the float, and then we'll put the float pin in. And the new needle and seat is in, and the float and float pin. Now we're ready to put the bowl gasket on. So put a new bowl gasket on here. This one was pretty worn. So we're ready to put the bowl back on and put the bowl nut on. And this should correct the problem with this snapper. This carburetor's been cleaned. Put a new needle and seat in here, a new float bowl gasket, and I can blow air in here with the carburetor down, and if I turn it upside down, that means the float and needle is closed and I can't blow air. So we're ready to put this back on the snapper. The carburetor's back assembled on the snapper. I've also added the air filter housing with a new gasket, and I've cleaned the air filter and the screen, which was not that bad at all after all these years. I presume this is the same one, and just going to reassemble this air filter back on. This will be the first start of the Snapper Big 6 that I rescued from the trash that a couple found in the back of their home that they had bought. I just took the carburetor apart and cleaned this. I actually just still have the cover on here, the broken cover, and filled it up with gas, or put some in there. It's not leaking, which is a good thing. So we're going to try to give it its first start here. Prime this. Got the handle tied back. So here we go here. I tried.